How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach Hicks, your resident film nerd of HorseshoeHuddle.com, and of course, your favorite co-host over at the Locked On Colts podcast. We are back with yet another video for the channel, and this time we're going to dive into the Indianapolis Colts' defensive success on third down against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 10. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a fun topic for sure. You know, the Colts defense all year has had issues getting off the field on third down, whether it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, whatever it's going to be. The Colts defense has struggled on the whole this year on third down, but a lot of things changed this week against the Atlanta Falcons. One is obviously the addition of Sauce Gardner, and two was the usage of more sim pressures and blitzes alongside Gardner on the back end, which led to a lot of success. So the Colts defense had their struggles on third down coming into this game. They were a perfect 8 for 8 in this one. The Falcons went 0 for 8 on third down. There was a 9th one in there that the Falcons got gifted a first down on a Colts defensive penalty, but that doesn't count in the stat sheet. So officially, the Falcons went 0 for 8. And an even more fun fact with this, Michael Penix Jr. on these third down plays was 1 of 5 passing for -4 yards, and he also took 3 sacks for -27 yards. So the Falcons on 8 third down plays against the Indianapolis Colts had a total of -31 yards of offense and a fumble. Anarumo was just a madman in this one, and we're going to dive into how he had success against this Falcons offense with his new addition at corner and with his usage of sim pressures, mugged looks, and bringing the heat as well on occasion. Now, one thing we're going to see on this first clip here, which was the strip sack by Cameron Bynum, is Anarumo likes to show a ton of pressure on third down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 defenders in the box here against a 5-man, and then we also have the running back. So, you know, the Falcons don't really have the blockers to account. Maybe they could chip right here if they wanted to properly account for all these rushers coming, but by and large, they don't really have the blockers. So the Falcons know they have to get hot here if the Colts are bringing all 7. Now, they've done their homework on the Colts. They know the Colts aren't going to bring all 7 of these guys. Anarumo has rarely done that this year. But one thing that we notice with Anarumo is he will drop out of these looks, but you never know which guys are dropping out here. So I'm gonna throw it at you guys who are watching this video right now. Which 2 guys out of these 7 right here, are going to drop into coverage? Lock in your answer. Think about it. Tell me what you think here, and then we're going to go into it. It is actually going to be JT Tuimoloau and Zaire Franklin are your 2 dropping guys, while the other 5 are blitzing. The Falcons clearly didn't see that coming because they shifted the line to the left to account for these extra pass rushers on the left. The center is eyeing on Zaire Franklin, or actually that's the right guard. Sorry, right guard is eyeing on Zaire Franklin. So when Franklin pulls out, we got 3-on-2 on the backside here. And when that happens, Cameron Bynum, the outermost rusher, is left free. He's able to get that free hit on the quarterback, force the fumble, and the Colts are able to recover and get that big time takeaway to start the game. But again, a lot of this just comes down to showing that pressure and diversifying who you're bringing. You know, I see a lot of Colts fans complain on a week-to-week basis, like, oh, why are we seeing Laiatu Latu dropping a coverage? Why are we seeing Kwity Paye dropping a coverage? It's so you can scheme up pressures like this and get free hits on quarterbacks, and it can result in turnovers. So, yeah, you don't want to see guys in coverage like JT Tuimoloau all the time, but when you are bringing these pressure looks and you're able to get free pressure out of it, certainly worth it. Another note here, I don't really know what the Falcons' plan of attack was for this blitz. Like, they really just didn't take it serious because they tried to run this double move on the outside against a 7-man pressure look. Ideally, you'd want to look right where you had the 3-on-3 and you know, maybe get this to Bijan Robinson in the flat, but even then, Cameron Bynum was coming there. You just don't really... Anarumo really fooled this Falcons offense on that play, and they were able to get that fumble there. Another third down conversion attempt here for the Falcons, and we see yet again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with Zaire Franklin also kind of in that like blitz-ish, like that half, you know, you don't know if he's coming or not here. So we got like 6 guys in the box that could be showing blitz versus the 5 offensive linemen and the running back in the backfield. So they do have enough bodies here, but again, that's only if the running back is staying in the block, which they typically are when they have these 2 running back sets like this on third down. But regardless, you know, the Falcons have to prepare for blitz, and as a result, we see them check into this like motioned screenplay to Bijan Robinson out here in the right flat. Now, when we see the Colts actually bring this blitz, though, I believe it's only a 4-man pressure here because they're going to drop a defensive lineman into coverage along with a linebacker. So again, I'm going to throw this at you guys. Which of these 6 players are going to drop into coverage on this play for the Colts? Lock in your answer. Think about it. Which 6 are coming? And while we're going to go into it, the answers are Austin Ajake here off the edge, and also Kwity Paye off the edge, dropping into coverage. He's going to be coming out into coverage here. Zaire Franklin was going to come on the blitz. We were going to get a 4-man pressure look with the defensive end and a linebacker bailing out. As a result, though, the Falcons try to get hot. The Colts are playing man coverage on the back end with the single high safety over the top, which allows Mekhi Blackmon to fly downhill the second he keys screen, because you're in man coverage. This is his man. The second the man is coming here for the screen, you have to beat that block. Mekhi Blackmon does a great job of flying downhill here, making that play in the backfield and forcing that loss on the play. It almost incomplete pass, but actually a 4-yard loss in the play. Get the Colts off the field. A great cornerback play by Mekhi Blackmon there. And the Colts were able to get off on 3rd down. Yet again, another 3rd down attempt here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys up at the line of scrimmage versus 5 offensive linemen and a running back. We do have potential chip help with the tight end, but again, for the most part, at best, the Falcons have a body for a body in this against this 7-man showing that the Colts have. And we're going to be bringing the pressure. We're not going to play the game again where you got to guess. You guys can just do that guess in your head here, but Colts are showing the 7-man pressure. They want to get in Michael Penix's head that like all these guys are coming, but how many of them are actually coming? Just 3. Just 3 of them are coming on this play. So the Colts actually bail out of this 7-man pressure look and drop 8 into coverage. So they're going to drop this 8 into coverage. They're going to bail into this cover 3 with Zaire Franklin more so playing a little bit underneath here and kind of playing as like a spy, also watching the running back out of the backfield. And even though the Falcons have 6 blockers to go against 3 defensive linemen, because the snap count is off and because their process is just sloppy as hell from the start, the left tackle doesn't get out of his stance. Laiatu Latu is able to get this pressure on the play, and then Atatami was able to close in. Zaire Franklin closes in. It's just a complete mess from all of it here from the Falcons. You can maybe just wait on this route, but again, once this play gets disrupted at the point of attack, it's kind of tough to wait on these downfield routes. And when you're dropping 8 guys into coverage, there's so many guys in these zones that it's hard to really wait on these downfield routes to develop. Maybe could have tried there as he's moving around, but you have these guys eyeing that underneath route. They're going to close ground and they're going to make that tackle. So Colts really, really good coverage here. Messed up snap at the point of attack because the Colts are bringing all that pressure, showing all that pressure, leads to a sloppy play from the Falcons offense. Colts get the sack yet again on the play, and they get off the field on 3rd down. Now, this one was probably the luckiest the Colts got with just a bad throw from Michael Penix Jr., where the Colts, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're showing a 5-man pressure look. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually bring all 5 of these guys with Zaire Franklin stunting around to the outside. And the Colts just unfortunately just get beat across the board here. There's a lot of mistakes that we see from the Colts defense on this play that should have led to a touchdown for the Falcons. They do the little cheat motion to get Sauce Gardner off of Drake London, but really they want this isolated shot here, Jalen Jones versus Kyle Pitts. And the Colts, again, bring that 5-man pressure. They're in man across the board. They got the single high safety. Single high safety needs to be cheating down this way because this is the vertical route. This is the threat. You have Kenny Moore. You have Sauce Gardner. You have a lot of things bottled up here. You're not going to get a vertical threat here, especially against a 5-man pressure. So cheat to this side of the field. He already is cheating that way, but he just doesn't really cover the ground that you want here from Nick Cross here at free safety. Michael Penix Jr. is able to have time in the pocket because the Colts just rush doesn't get there. And Kyle Pitts does a great job of pushing off the defender. I mean, there's no better way to put it. Pushes off Jalen Jones to create that separation. And when you're looking at it from here, like, if the safety takes a better angle, this should be an interception for the Colts. If Nick Cross takes a better angle and gets maybe like attacking down by the 4 or 5 yard line, this is an interception on a well-thrown football. But because Nick Cross takes a really shallow angle, it's just not a great angle overall. He's behind on the play. This is a touchdown for most quarterbacks, but Michael Penix Jr. just doesn't set his feet, leaves it a little short. Jalen Jones is able to get that pass breakup. So Colts got lucky on this play. It was a bit of a push off by the receiver, but that just doesn't get called. It would have been better coverage just because, again, across the board, Nick Cross, if we take a better angle here, it's a big coverage gaff on a third down in this game. They got really lucky and bailed out with a bad throw by Michael Penix Jr. But getting to the next one here, what do we got? An 8-man pressure look across the board. I mean, I don't even have to do the counting because we only see 3 guys back here. We got 8 guys up here in the line of scrimmage showing pressure. Lou Anarumo, you absolute madman. How many of these guys are actually going to rush on the play? Just 4. Just 4 of them. We drop Leatu Latu, who was mugging the A-gap, it looks like. Yeah, he was mugging the A-gap right here on the interior. Leatu Latu's diving out into that hook coverage. We're going to have Kenny Moore coming off the edge. And you know, it works to get the ball hot out of Michael Penix Jr.'s hands because he's looking at this and he's thinking, even if the Colts are bailing into coverage, right, they're going to be bailing into more cover 3, right, because they have to protect the vertical shots here with all of these guys. If they're bailing, the best they can do is get into these like shallow zones. So Michael Penix Jr., to his credit, I think he reads this play correctly because even if they are bailing out of this coverage, which the Colts do, he recognizes the leverage of Sauce Gardner in this potential cover 3. He recognizes that he's got Drake London on this like little hitch route, so he just wants to get that ball out fast to his number one receiver. Number one receiver can fall forward and get that first down. So I think this is actually well read by the Atlanta Falcons, but this is where the Sauce Gardner effect comes in because Sauce Gardner was playing some great football. He's just a really good corner, really heady corner. And Sauce Gardner understands that in this situation where you're showing 8 guys, this ball's going to come out hot. You know, they want to get close to this first down, and he's playing the sticks here. He's playing the eyes of the quarterback. So a lot of this is just knowing the situation, knowing your zone drops and your depth, and knowing where this ball is likely to go. So what we see with Sauce Gardner is the Colts do bail into cover 3, and this defender is supposed to be out here in this flat. He can't get there because he's bailing out of the sim pressure look. And as a result, this is going to be an open hitch route against most cover 3 calls. But Sauce Gardner is keying the quarterback, sees that it's a 1-step drop at best, 2-step drop, and sees that the quarterback is opening up to this hitch route. And instead of just sinking back into his cover 3, he is driving downhill on this ball. He is driving downhill. He is taking that chance because he understands where this quarterback is going with the football, and it should have been a pick 6. It really should have been a pick 6. You know, the Falcons get super lucky here that Gardner doesn't come away with the interception at least, but this should have been a walk-in pick 6. You know, you want to get on the corner for not finishing the play, but at the end of the day, like, made a great play on the football. He attacked on this play. He understood the quarterback was going to get hot, and he was able to get the breakup on the play. So excellent cornerback play by Sauce Gardner. I love it. Just next time, let's finish with the interception, but awesome stuff. Awesome. So that's how you match coverage with your pressure look up front to get the desired result on the play, and it should have been an interception for the Colts. Awesome, awesome stuff. This is a rarity here on this next third down. The Colts are only showing a 4-man pressure. We don't even have to play our game on who's dropping and who's actually going on this one, but we only have a 4-man pressure look, and the Colts, I think they only bring the 4. Yeah, they only bring the 4 guys here, but what they do a good job of is they're kind of showing that this could be like a too high concept here pre-snap. Like you think you're going to get like a Tampa 2. We're going to be playing some press coverage here and then dive into these flat zones, and we're going to play some Tampa 2. So the Falcons are kind of anticipating that we're going to get some Tampa 2 type stuff, which I think Drake London's running like a deep out here, which is a good little Tampa 2 beater if you can get a high-low and get that corner to attack down low. So the Falcons kind of anticipate Tampa 2 here, but what the Colts do is, despite only being a 4-man rush, they kind of roll into this being a cover 1 robber look. So with this cover 1 robber, they have Cameron Bynum just reading the middle of the field, playing the sticks, Nick Cross protecting over the top, and the corners are playing just heavy, hard outside, playing hard outside leverage because or playing hard inside leverage because they know they have help to the inside, and they're just going to drive on anything to the outside here. So really, with this play in man coverage, the Colts lock up everything across the board. There is just nothing here for the Falcons. We're going to run the full clip here, but look at all these guys in man coverage and tell me where Michael Penix Jr. is supposed to go with this football. I mean, this is robbed over the middle here. That's locked up. That's locked up. That's locked up. Sauce Gardner is covering the number 1 option, which was Drake London. Oh yeah, and let's talk about the Sauce Gardner effect here, because look at this matchup right here. Sauce Gardner versus Drake London. This is where Penix Jr. wants to go with the football, man or zone. He's probably going to go to this 9 times out of 10, but Gardner does a good job disrupting at the point of attack, staying on top of that because he's got he's got safety help over the top, drives down on it. There is just nothing there. Michael Penix Jr. has to get out of the pocket. and throw that football away yet again on third down. Great coverage on the back end from the Colts, but Sauce Gardner not being taken off of Drake London, being able to stay on Drake London there, leads to that incompletion. Great job by the Colts. Yet another one where we're showing pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potential another one coming here. Like the Colts showing pressure on almost every single third down look here for the Falcons. Now, who's coming on this play? All 5 of those guys are. And the Colts do get lucky here from a bad throw from Michael Penix Jr., but a big part of what their plan of attack was for Penix Jr. was getting him off his spot, just making him uncomfortable. So when we play man coverage, there's a lot tighter windows on the back end. So when we get these tighter windows here, because guys are having hands-on receivers being on them, it's difficult to just throw to spots and throw to spaces. So as we see Zaire Franklin turn this corner on the blitz, it forces Penix to slide a little bit in the pocket, and as he slides, he loses his footwork. He's not accurate with this ball, and he throws it behind his wide receiver. That's really what you're trying to accomplish as a defensive coordinator when you are running these 5-man pressure concepts with just man coverage across the board, right? So we got man coverage across the board, 5-man, actually this is just supposed to be Pitts here, so Jalen Jones on Pitts, but 5-man pressure concept with these 5 coming, and you have all these guys across the board. You're just trying to make the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer, and then when he does have to throw it, if he's moved off his spot at all, it's hard to hit those windows against leverage in man coverage, and that's exactly what we see here. So yes, they do get bailed out that this was not a better throw, but it's because that's kind of what the design was. Move the quarterback, make it a tougher throw with pressure bearing down on him, and you're throwing against man, so you can't just throw to that spot. You really have to have that chemistry with your receiver, and we know that it's going to be hard to have that because Sauce Gardner's on Drake London, which is the number 1 guy. Sauce Gardner's final play here on third down. Oh, looky here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here across the board from the Colts defensive line. And are we going to bring all of them on this play? We'll see what they do. We'll see. Yes, they bring 5 guys. Zaire Franklin on the perfect stunt across the outside. They do get a little bit of wiggle room here on this deep developing route here against Kenny Moore, but by then the rush is already getting home, marrying that rush with the coverage, that press coverage at the top of the play here, just getting guys up at the line of scrimmage in man coverage. Forces the quarterback to hold the ball. Again, we're getting hands on the routes, hands on these routes, force the quarterback to hold the ball a little bit longer than he wants. And when you have that, it gives just enough time for the pressure to get home. Colts get off the field, go down and score the game-winning touchdown after that. So I think the Colts found some good answers in this game for third down. Like, it's not perfect. There's going to be concepts where offenses don't know who's coming. You're going to be able to generate pressure that way. And as a result, this Colts team is going to be quite effective down the stretch on defense. So overall, great start against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm excited to see where it goes from here with Lou Anarumo, Sauce Gardner, and soon Mooney Ward on this Colts defense.